Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here, and it's Tuesday the 8th of November, and got an update for you here on how things develop over the coming week or so. Just a quick reminder for you, for those of you that are interested, there's a programme I've been involved with. It's going to be on BBC Two tonight here in the UK. It's BBC Two's Time Watch programme, and it's about the Dam Busters, and it's a programme that I got involved with in September, looking at whether the winds blew the Dam Busters rate off course. So that's on BBC Two at 9 o'clock tonight. That's Tuesday night. Okay, here's a satellite picture for today, taken this morning from UMETSAT, and doesn't really show the massive cloud across the British Isles, but it is there, I can assure you, because there's the edge of it. Look, we've got front out towards the west, we've got low pressure down in the Mediterranean, and really the whole key of this video, you'll notice I'll be talking about it throughout, is the idea that this front, these fronts as they move eastwards, are going to gradually buckle down towards the southwest and get pushed further southwards as high pressure builds in across the eastern parts of Europe. Okay, just wanted to show you this chart as well. This is the mean 500 millibar height for a 90-day period from Wednesday the 10th of August to yesterday, Monday the 7th of November. And it's Northern Hemisphere. Here's North America, look, here's the British Isles underneath here, and here's Europe. And it shows us the anomalies in the 500 millibar heights. And just look over the last 3 months, how we've had this trough, these lower heights stuck out in the Atlantic with this blocking high out towards the east, and it's that has been responsible for the amount of dry weather we've had through eastern parts of the country, whereas the west has been wetter because of the proximity to this trough. And I guess the question really is, will things change? And do you know what? It looks as if there isn't really going to be much of a change as we go through the next few weeks or so. This is the ECMWF and the GFS comparison of the 7 to 10 day mean of the 500 millibar flow. So that's from next Tuesday through to the following Friday, which is what? It must be the 18th of November. And it's for that period. And what it shows us is the heights and also the anomalies. And the British Isles is under here. And look, lo and behold, we've got a trough there in the Atlantic. Still there. We've got above normal heights stretching right across northern parts of Europe through Iceland into Greenland and the east of the States, and it's there that we've seen at high pressure area blocking things in. So any areas of low pressure that come in are coming up against the block and getting shoved down into France, Iberia and western parts of the Mediterranean, and through the British Isles pressure is going to be building, so it looks as if there will be very little rain, and it's going to be turning cooler as well as we get into the beginning part of next week. And really that's perpetuated here on the GFS. Good agreement between the GFS and the ECMWF across Europe. Look, trough going into western Iberia, there's our huge ridge to the northeast of the British Isles extending through Iceland, Greenland, down into the eastern states, that forcing these lower heights into Europe and bringing some far wetter than normal conditions through Spain, France and Portugal, and leaving us probably drier. But I don't think, at this stage, I don't think drastically cold. Well, not drastically cold just at the moment anyway. But having said that, look, this is the temperature trace, daily temperature trace for Manchester for the next few days. The dates are along the bottom of the chart here, look, and just notice what happens. Look, temperature staying up around about normal until we get through to the 13th. So until we get through to Sunday, and then they take a tumble. And look, it's this downward trend as we get into next week, that cooler weather gradually arriving. Now, notice I said cool, I didn't say cold, because I don't think it'll be cold, but certainly I think it'll cool down. The 10-day temperature anomalies from the GFS model valid from today, Tuesday, through to next Tuesday, picking up on that too, showing temperatures near normal in the east, but just slightly above normal towards the west. But really I think this is concentrated in this early part of the period. So I think that's where these are way above normal, well, these above normal temperatures are concentrated from, because they will be way above normal during the next few days, but then falling off towards the back end of the weekend and into early next week. And just look at this cold weather over Europe. So what we have to look for is an easterly flow setting in and starting to pull in these colder than normal conditions into the British Isles. So how do things shape up? Well, I'll show you the 10-day precipitation forecast as well, and you can get a feel for things there. This is from today through to next Tuesday, and look, way below normal rainfall across almost all of the British Isles and also Ireland. Only parts of South Wales, South West England, Southern Ireland seeing near normal rainfall, and that probably as fronts move northeastwards during the next couple of days, perhaps giving some heavier bursts of rain. But generally this block is in, so some very dry weather. Looking at the actual rainfall totals, let's just pick up on the week after next. So this is Wednesday the 16th through to Thursday the 24th, and notice, see all this wet weather going down into Spain, Portugal and the Western Mediterranean and also France? Well, those are our lows being pushed southwards, further southwards than they should be. They should be coming through us here in the British Isles, but they're not. They're going south through those areas, bringing some really wet weather. This here is 150 millimetres of rain predicted for parts of western Portugal. Now, you kind of have to take that with a pinch of salt, but the fact that it's on there certainly is something to be taken notice of. Okay, so how do things shape up on the from the GFS model this morning? What are we looking at as far as the model itself goes? Well, let's just go through a few of the charts here, and what we've got to remember is that we got high pressure out towards the east of the country, we've got low pressure out towards the west, and notice on the sequence how these areas of low pressure push northwards as the high pushes its way eastwards as the sequence progresses. So let me just take you back to the beginning. Well, that's Monday the 21st. Oh, do you know what? Monday the 21st just happens to be my birthday, my 40th birthday. What about that? I thought I'd drop that in just in case you want to send a card, presents, anything you want. But no, it looks as if high pressure is going to be towards the east of the country during the course of Monday the 21st, and this easterly flow across the south with low pressure southwest of Ireland. Now, I kind of accept that. I think that looks like a reasonable solution from the GFS model. So let's just whiz through the next few days. Time is here, look, up in the top left hand corner. Here's today. Let's go through the days. Look, into Wednesday we get fronts coming into the west of the country. This is that rain across southern Wales, southwest England. Notice though very little towards the east, and as that front moves eastwards it dies away virtually completely. Into Friday, a spell of windier, wetter weather spreading north and northeastwards across the country, but still these far eastern areas escaping. I think drizzly more than anything else really for most of England and eastern parts of Wales, as well as probably eastern Scotland. Just some heavier rain running up through western Scotland and perhaps western Wales. Moving on through the weekend, we start to see the cooler weather really getting in during the course of Sunday as the flow turns more southeasterly with a high building look out towards the east. And then that sets us into the flow for next week. I think cooler conditions. Remember, I'm saying cooler conditions, not cold. Cooler than we've been used to. 8-9 degrees by day. So certainly it's going to feel pretty chilly. Add in the effect of that easterly wind and it will be feeling cool. And it looks as if those cool easterlies really hang on as we get through into the beginning of the week after next, and by then we may just start to see by the middle of that week low pressure coming into the south of the country, bringing in some outbreaks of rain. I think that there is probably a reasonable expectation for this period, with some rain just nudging into the south. The big question then becomes, will this high clear out of the way towards the end of November? And I kind of think it will. I think what will happen is by about the 25th, 26th, this high slips eastwards. I think we'll find low pressure coming southeast from Iceland, going through the country into Europe, bringing the winds into the northwest. Wintry showers for many of us, perhaps the end of the month, beginning part of August, and end of November, beginning part of December, and bringing some really considerably cooler wintry conditions to many of us. But don't go over the top. I'm not talking feet of snow. I'm talking heavy snow showers across the Scottish mountains, snow showers elsewhere, particularly in the north and the west, relatively few towards the east and the south, but certainly feeling fairly cool. Okay, hope that's been useful for you. Now, don't forget that this forecast is funded by the adverts you see around the site here. So if you see an advert that you like, do click on it and show your support for the site here, because that generates revenue for us and also for the advertisers as well. And don't forget, I'll be on BBC Two, as if you won't have had enough of my face and voice by then. I'll be on BBC Two at 9 o'clock tonight on Time Watch on the programme about the dam busters. Okay, thanks for watching and keep the sun shining.